Bum 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 bum. So, what's up, guys? I don't really have anything to talk about today. Just kind of testing out a little bit of gear that I am setting up over the past day or two. So I'm just checking in and making sure all of the equipment is doing fine. I probably won't be here for too long for this live stream. Maybe I'll answer a couple questions and try to see what I can help you guys out with. But again, mostly I'm just checking some of the equipment. I don't know if the live stream chat is doing okay. I see that it's kind of like flickering on my side, so yeah, it looks like it's flickering for some reason, even on the output. That kind of sucks. Yeah, so good to see everyone again. I think I might want to turn off my TV in the back. Okay, that was a little distracting. And now I can focus on the task at hand, which is to just check up on everyone today. Maybe I'll read some questions. We got audio is bad. Yeah, the audio does seem like it's peaking for some reason. I don't really know what's wrong. Is the audio? Holy cow, the audio's bad. Raul says that by your Instagram project, it is amazing, sir. Well, glad you like it. There have been quite a few students in the course. Okay, audio seems okay. Has a very light echo, but it is good overall. I think maybe I'll turn up the gain. Yeah, the audio is 90s bad. Oh god. Whatever happened to the audio? This is what happens when you have new equipment. So I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. And yeah. Okay, so a couple of questions in the chat. I have about 73 or so people in the live stream. So we have bad video settings, and you know, sometimes when I try to set up the live stream, can't always get everything to work out perfectly. I kind of like updated my Mac to, I don't even have a Mojave yet. So that's something that I still have to do. So when recording these videos, you can see that I'm not in dark mode for Mojave Xcode yet. It's kind of a bummer, but I'm not sure if I want to like go on a full-on upgrade. But yeah, let me know if you guys are like already on Xcode 10 using Mojave, and how many of you guys have actually figured out how to migrate your current projects to Swift 4.2 is the version. Well, yeah, I guess I'll announce it while I'm here. If you don't know already, some of the courses on the website, let's say, for example, the Instagram one and also the podcast one, they're all upgraded to Swift 4.2. The Instagram course is now using Firebase SDK's version 5.0. I think it's like 5.2 or 5.6, depending on which SDK you're looking at. So a lot of those projects have been uploaded or updated, and obviously the videos have not been re-recorded. I don't think I'll be doing that. That's going to take a lot of time, so I don't think I'm going to be doing that. And let's see. Yeah, Mojave has issues with 4K displays. So Yolev says Mojave. On Mojave, and Xcode 10 works surprisingly well for me. Xcode 10 for me works really well too. I have my MacBook. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's this thing here. That's my MacBook right there. Everything's updated on that guy. It's actually still in Mojave beta, but for the most part, it's really similar to the official release, and everything works fine. I really don't have a lot of complaints. The only minor complaint is that you can't really. It doesn't really feel like a new OS. It's, I guess, every year the new OS that comes out doesn't seem like it's changing a whole lot, but whatever. Seems okay, I guess. Yeah, so Lucas Tramasso says that he's been using Xcode on Mojave and it's fine. Cool. Sooner or later I'll update my Macintosh to Mojave and then I'll be like fine for another year. Yeah, you guys don't understand when you're trying to have a video setup, camera setup, audio, everything's like working perfectly. You just don't want to update any parts of the system. Once one thing starts to break, you update a certain driver or a certain version of the OS, this other thing breaks, and then it becomes this never-ending task to like update everything to make it working again. So right now I still don't have the video working perfectly. You'll see that like the framing is a little bit small. Maybe it's a good thing, but I can't get the 1080p resolution for the camera input. The camera is actually going through to a USB 3 port, and the 1080p is really slow and choppy. So I'm just stuck with like okay 720p it looks like, and yeah, looks fine. I actually just bought a new lens as well. I don't know if you guys can tell the difference between the lenses. Yeah. Oh, So I guess I'll probably... Should I answer questions? Let me know why you guys are up at this hour. Can you guys punch in the chat what time it is for you guys? And if this is a good time for a live stream. I realize that every time I do a live stream in the morning, I probably don't feel the best. I'm like super groggy in the morning. And doing a live stream at night, I feel much better because I guess it's nighttime and I don't have anything else that I want to do. So my mind's not preoccupied is I guess what I mean. And it's more free-flowing, not as hung up on the chat. Okay, so a lot of times jumping into the chat, we have, let me try to kind of understand here what the time zone is. So we have 11:42, that sounds like the East Coast. India is 10 a.m., that's 12 hours ahead, I believe. Okay, so India is 12 hours ahead, or 13 hours ahead from me. And we have 11:42, so another East Coast. 12:42 is 1 hour. I guess 12:42 is really East Coast, and this is 11:42 is like Mountain Time. 5:42 p.m. Wow, that's really far away. 12:42 a.m. Okay, so East Coast-ish. 9:42 p.m. Portland. Yeah, cool. So Simranpreet Singh, you're also on the West Coast like me. Last time I went to Portland, I had a really amazing time in Portland. I actually took the Amtrak train from the San Francisco Amtrak station. Went all the way to Oakland, and then the Amtrak took 16 hours to just go all the way to the Portland station. And during that time, I really wanted to just get away from my computer and technology in general. So I sat on the Amtrak for 16 hours. They have this like amazing train or car on the train that is full glass, right? So what you do is you sit in the car, and then you can just take a view of everything that's around you, I guess, while the train is going on its trip to Portland. So I thought it was amazing. I had a great time. 7:42 in Finland, 10:42. Okay, so it looks like we have mostly, I guess, like somewhere close to where we are in the West Coast. So currently for me it's about 9:45, and it's like it's roughly you guys are about 3 hours ahead. Okay, cool. Watching the making of alien documentary and doing some coding. Nice. You guys want to take a guess as to what's on the TV back there? It's a new show. I'm not even sure exactly what that show is called, really. So I have not started watching Steins Gate Zero. I don't know when I'm going to have time to start watching anime again. You guys want to guess what that poster is? Oh, cool. Going to do any developer interviews in the future. You know, I really like putting together those videos for you guys because I find that I think that is really helpful that people that are watching this channel kind of get more of a perspective on what real developers think about when they're writing code. So I think those interviews are really interesting. I would do more of those type of interview videos, but the major hang-up is that setting up the interview, coordinating with the person that you know I want to interview, getting all the way out there to their office and making it convenient for them. That process is not easy. Like bringing all the camera gear, recording equipment, setting up an interview for like just a couple of hours takes like either half a day or the entire day itself. So I would love to do more of them. Maybe I can line them up and make it more efficient, like do two or three interviews in San Francisco in a day, and then just come back and edit the videos together. You know, maybe that's a good idea. Let me know if you guys want to see more interview style videos where it's like I'm here, they're there, we're just chatting together. I think it's more interesting than just talking about code all day. Yeah, lately I've been feeling like every time I write or start producing a new course, which is available on the website. I'm plugging my website right now. You can go check out this brand new course, and I think we have 8 videos out for it. Every time I start producing a course, I just kind of get burnt out on recording videos, and I just want to go out there and do like something else. But let's see, 250 in Melbourne. Cool. Yeah. Simranpreet says, "I'm sad I'm leaving Portland and moving to Ottawa, Canada." Oh, that does sound a little sad there. Portland's a really great place. I guess the silver lining here is that you've had the opportunity to actually live there for however long you've been residing in Portland, and with new locations in life comes new opportunities. So that's the silver lining there. Okay, so Raul says, recently I bought the Instagram project. I also want to buy the core data and Twitter project. Can I get some discount as a student? I've been thinking about somehow of integrating discounts for some of this stuff. I just don't know exactly how to write out the code to integrate the discounts. Yeah, maybe I'll start working on like discount codes, but don't expect that to come out anytime soon. Yeah. So I don't know if you guys know, but the letsbuildthatapp.com website, I write the entire thing myself. I write every single line of code, all of the JavaScript, all of the design. It's just me, so whenever I have to update something, I have to go into the code, dig through some of the files, and update the back end, update the front end, and then try to put it together and publish the code, push it out into production, and hopefully I don't break anything, which often, more often than not, I do end up breaking things. So whenever I have to do something new, it's kind of a, it's like, it takes me a while. Whenever I have to do context switching from iOS development to server side stuff, it takes a bit of time for me to ramp up on what I need to do. How do you anticipate ARC or memory leak issues when you develop applications? So for the most part, I don't really think about ARC or memory leak issues. And so what's the reason why I don't really put these things into consideration when developing applications? Well, for the most part, the way that we write code, we kind of follow like conventions to avoid these problems while we're writing the code. And, you know, just avoid retain cycles, avoid unnecessary memory, unnecessary variables, set things to nil, and try to see what's happening inside of your application. Like memory leak issues will only show themselves while you're testing on your app and you realize, oh, this screen wasn't properly recycled. And so you'll see the issues as you're running your app. So I remember writing some video and audio apps where some of the video pages, even after dismissing the video page, the video was still playing and taking up a lot of memory. So it was just a matter of like releasing the observer on kind of tracking how far the video has been played. So things like that. Any suggestions for e-commerce apps development? I don't know what you're really asking. I eventually will release a Node.js e-commerce React.js course. Eventually, I'll do something like that. And yeah, e-commerce is pretty easy because I used to work for an e-commerce company. Any new iOS course coming soon. So check out letsbuildthatApp.com. There is a brand new course on the homepage. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find it. And yeah, go check it out. It's the Twitter slide out menu course. I hope you guys that are already enrolled in it are liking the content. It's a little bit different than like the standard course where I just run through all these features. In this course, I go through like some pitfalls of certain approaches, and we actually go through 2 different solutions for that course. And then yeah, it'll be fun, you know, telling you guys the mistakes that I make along the way. Any opinions about CloudKit versus Firebase? I don't know. Seems like you can Google that. I really don't have any opinions. I don't like if your app needs only like Apple device data, you can use CloudKit. It's somewhat cheaper, I suppose. Congratulations on your 100K YouTube award. So I haven't actually received the award yet. I kind of photoshopped that Twitter picture that I sent out. But that whole the diamond play button should be coming soon. Sankit Ray says that my 6-month probation is about to end. How do I negotiate a raise? Okay, so let me... Okay, I already see the next question from Abdi. You should watch Black Mirror. It is really good. I just finished Black Mirror, all 4 seasons, which is, what, like 15 episodes? Really good show. I recommend watching Black Mirror if you have the time and if you have a Netflix account. So back to the question about negotiating for a raise after a probation period is ending. So one thing that I recommend for everyone, not even like just programmers, but if you're trying to negotiate for a salary raise, a salary bump, then the best thing that you can do for yourself is to keep track of the metrics that can measure how well you're doing and how you're affecting the company. So let's say, for example, you are writing out feature X, Y, and Z, and you completed all 3 features throughout the entire 6 months or a year. You want to be able to track how those 3 features have affected either the company's bottom line, like the sales, the revenue, how it's affected teamwork, collaboration, and how it's sort of affected anyone in the company positively. So if you can measure those with whatever metrics that you can gather, then you'll have a much better case to negotiate for what you're asking for. Too many times people have gone into the review room, the negotiation room, and they want to ask for things without being able to rightly justify what they're trying to ask for. Okay, so long answer, but make sure you keep track of metrics. If you are a programmer and you don't know how to keep track of metrics, I suggest that you start learning how to do that. You are a programmer after all. I haven't seen Maniac yet. Big O is hard. Nothing is really that hard in life. You just have to go through like 100 different examples and it becomes really easy. Just like programming, you go through 100 different examples, it starts to look very similar after a while. It's like, have I tried out Flutter? Maybe. You can find 2 really long videos on my channel about Flutter. Yeah. Okay. So I find it really funny when people ask like React Native or Flutter or native development. It's like, why? Try to build a video platform based on YouTube. I don't know, whatever you want, really. Like, why not just go for the easiest one? That's the solution that I always pick. I just go for the easiest one. So for me, Swift is the easiest one, so I'll go for that. So Carl J asks, what's the one most exciting thing about WWDC 2018? It feels like it's been so long ago that I don't remember anything from WWDC. To be honest, I didn't watch it. I still have to go through some of those videos, actually. Roby Hamantos is 12:49 in Taiwan. Taiwan 时间, 12:49? Yeah, that makes sense. About like 14 hours ahead of the West Coast United States. We're all waiting for Half-Life 3. Oh, that sounds fun. I really wish I can get back into like video games and start playing games again. Yeah, haven't had a chance to go back into video games. I think you should sell your courses for more money. Really great value for the money. I've been pondering how to, or what I want to do with the course prices. And yeah, we'll see what happens. So for me, I really want to make all of the courses accessible to people. And I feel like right now the prices are at a heavy discount for what it contains, obviously. And I'll try to work, yeah, I'm going to think about pricing structures and we'll see what happens by the end of this year. I know last year, maybe Black Friday is not an international thing, but at the end of Thanksgiving, I got a ton of emails asking me for Black Friday sales, Cyber Monday course sales, and if I can provide any discounts or coupons for people, like a ton of, like at least 100 emails about this thing on my website. And I think I just ignored most people. But eventually I'll think about how to package some of the content. It's like a bundle or something. We'll see. And currently the way that everything is working is fine. It's fine. Can you do fintech tutorials? So I don't know exactly what fintech types of apps, like what they do really. You know, yeah. 649 Hungary, cool. Hungary. Okay. I think that's AM, right? Yeah, it should be AM. What do I use for my backend for a website? Well, I use Google Golang. It's I don't know. I think I've said this before, but I wouldn't recommend people use Golang. It's kind of a pain in the ass sometimes to write the code. But it's like extremely fast. So the only reason why I kept using Golang, or I'm still using Golang, is because the metrics on how fast the website is it's so compelling, like how fast everything is running, that it'd be very hard to convince me to use anything else. Like, for example, using like Ruby on Rails, that's kind of slow. You have this whole thing about ORM and this what do you call it? It's not ORM, but like some kind of object relational mapper library that makes it so slow. That's my experience with Ruby on Rails. Maybe Node.js would be just as fast, but even the Node.js people, the authors of Node.js originally, they've already left and started using Google Golang. How about making a subscription service? I personally find all the LBTA website content is good, so it'd be helpful. Yeah, I thought about making a subscription type of service too, but with all of the people that have already purchased the course, I don't really know how to reconcile having a subscription service available to, like, for the people that have already purchased the courses. They're going to have, what are they going to get out of the subscription service? I don't know. I feel like they're being cheated, but I don't know how to reconcile that. I guess I have to think about that some more. I have thought about introducing a different section of the course that is only subscription. So what I mean is, I've been really thinking about offering a I don't know if this is going to scale, but a weekly exercise challenge area, and maybe that challenge area would be like $10 a month. You'll get this challenge area, you can submit your code, and maybe I'll look at it. If 1,000 people start submitting their projects, there's no way I'm going to be able to look through everybody's code. I might be able to, I don't know how I'm going to code review everyone, or why people would pay for that type of thing. It's definitely super helpful for anyone that's trying to improve their development skills to get a weekly challenge and to be able to finish it, complete it, and have someone grade their code. That would be super helpful. But again, it's hard to scale that type of service, right? If that type of service was available, then I think a lot of people would pay for it, really. And you should pay for it. Having someone look over your code and critique it and perform code review, that's actually more helpful than most anything, I think. It's more helpful than any book. It's like helpful, is as helpful as online courses, but in a different way. So, let me know if you guys want some kind of service on the website that's like that. Can you tell me how important async display kit is, and can we achieve that smooth scrolling without it? I don't know if you can actually do the smooth scrolling without it. I honestly have not really, I've never really used async display kit beyond some simple exercises. So I have to go in and personally take a look at how much smoother the scrolling is. So, and like, I want to build out a complicated app that has complicated subview hierarchies, and I want to see for myself. Da, 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 da. I don't know. People seem to ask me like really, really specific questions here. I probably won't be answering like super specific things in today's live stream. Yeah. Okay. What's the best backend technology? Okay, so Shabam Singh says that just want to say love your work. The way you put the content and explain topics is exceptional. Glad to hear that. Also, I am shifting from storyboards to code-based development and loving it. Cool. I hear this countless times. Like, people actually really like coding, and I do too. People that have not moved away from storyboard, that's fine too. Once you need to build out something that's more than just a table view of things, you'll have to get into coding. It's inevitable, and people will learn to like it. If you don't like to code, then you're probably not going to be a very long, or your career is not going to last as long. Maybe that's a bad thing to say, but that's my opinion. Abdi says, in a Utah iOS bootcamp at the moment, Dev Mountain. All right, awesome. About to start a group capstone project. Thanks for bringing Sean Allen on your channel. He has convinced me to go. All right, cool. Nice. Sean's a really nice guy. He's really energetic, and just overall, he's really just trying to help people out, and I think he's doing a good job. I still watch some of his videos from time to time. So yeah, it sounds good. If anyone's like looking to get better at iOS development, and if you find that just doing projects on your own isn't your type of thing, it's not your style, then by all means go and join a bootcamp. When I taught at a bootcamp, all of the students had I don't know, most of the students had an exceptional time, and they learned a lot, and they met a ton of cool people. More than half of the graduating class that I taught are working as full-time iOS developers now, and I think that's great. It's more than, I would say, 60% of the graduating class are now full-time iOS developers. So pretty awesome. Let's see. Did I skip over any important questions? Looks like I'm kind of good, caught up here. What's the best backend technology to learn, especially for iOS instead of Firebase? Let me know what your opinions are. Okay, I'll say one thing, and this is not a knock on anyone. People really hate these types of questions, like what's the best XYZ? Like what's the best this and what's the best that? It's not a great question to ask, and it's like not a great question to answer either. So everything out there is circumstantial and situational. So asking for the best X is it's not a great question, I would say. But that's just my opinion. What's your take on Apple gearing up for bringing Apple glasses to the market by 2020? I haven't heard of Apple glasses. So I guess, excuse me, whenever I hear anything relating to glasses, it just makes me think about Google glasses from way back in the day. So, Google glasses turned out to be a huge flop, right? So I can't imagine Apple glasses being any better. If they make it smaller and less intrusive, then sure. Will I be able to use all of your courses on LBTA at one purchase? So currently you have to make individual purchases, which I don't think I'll ever change. Yeah, maybe I will. Yeah, you can resell. Let's see. Do I have any courses on Udemy? No, I don't have anything on Udemy. Udemy will be the best choice. I don't have anything against Udemy. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I'm not gonna go into a whole Udemy spiel today, but I find their business practices really strange. How can you offer courses for 95% discount year round? That right there just scares me, and it smells really shady. So I don't want to be part of anything shady like that. So I don't do Udemy. And the other reason, and this is the real reason why I don't do Udemy, for all the courses that I have, I update all the projects through a one button thing because I have the whole program set up so that I can update everything. And I also comment, I read all of the comments that students leave for me, and I also reply to all the, I try to reply to most of the questions. And all of the notifications I get on my phone, I get on my email, I get everything so that I can respond quicker. Udemy does not allow me to customize anything on their website, obviously, so I use my own website to make it super helpful for people. And the way that I post the content, I do whatever the hell I want. Would love to get into that weekly challenge part you were saying about. Sounds great. Yeah. Yeah. I know not everybody wants to do that, but I think a good amount of students are looking for that type of thing. I sent out an email with a couple of sample projects for people to look at, and that got a lot of engagement. So I'm really considering sending out another email for people. So we'll see what I can get done by tomorrow. What's the time on this thing? I'm here for 36 minutes. I was supposed to record a video for the Twitter course, the menu course, but we'll see how long I stick around for the live stream today. Persona says, how do I transition from what did I eat last night? I don't know what you're talking about specifically, but the last picture I posted on Instagram, I think I was eating hot pot. I guess that's what you call it. Transition from storyboards to coding, having trouble finding resources. The only resource that you'll find available that's comprehensive is the content on either this channel or the website letsbuildthatapp.com. Probably won't find a lot of like fully fleshed out comprehensive samples or projects anywhere else. And it doesn't look like people are putting that out anytime soon either. So, I don't know. I would like it if other people kind of focused on coding instead of using storyboards too, because you'll find that once you get into working at a real software company, you rarely do anything other than coding anyways. Like, you're just sitting there coding and writing lines and lines and lines of code. Oh, the guys at OBJC, Objective-C.io, those guys do coding as well. So if you want to check out more coding resources, then those guys are kind of the way to go. Anmol says, hey Brian, how are you? Congrats on 100K subscribers and first 1 million video views. Cool. Thanks. I think the channel has, what, about 7 million views? I haven't looked at that number in a while. May you reach 200K subscribers soon. Always going to support you. Nice. I'm just trying to help out as many programmers or would-be programmers. Trying to help out as many people as I can. I kind of realized that making an impact on people is more important than writing code for a company. So I guess one of the reasons why I quit my job is because I just feel like I felt like working at a company There's really a lot of reasons why I quit my full-time job, my 9 to 5 job. One of the bigger reasons is because I find myself just not doing anything in front of my computer a lot. So, I don't know if you guys understand I guess you guys probably don't understand my personality, but I really don't like just sitting here doing nothing. I'd rather be like working hard and doing something. I'd rather be doing that than like watching Netflix and sitting here watching YouTube or playing video games. I'd rather be working on something difficult, challenging, and learning something. So I always find myself at these companies, at these places, just having finished a feature and just sitting there waiting for, I guess, maintenance on code. So I kind of quit. I quit these places after I get bored, is what I'm trying to say. And I find that helping people out online, making an impact on the world, is more meaningful to me, at least for now. Okay. I'm just drinking water. I don't know if you guys can see. That's just water. It's too late for coffee. I don't think I'll be able to sleep tonight anyways. Any plans to make a series on RX Swift? Keep the awesome work. Greetings from Sonora, Mexico. Well, thank you, Jose. Muchas gracias, Jose. RX Swift, to be honest, like a lot of people ask me for certain topics for new courses, and it's not that it's hard for me to like learn these topics, but it's hard for me to come up with a compelling reason to use technology like RX Swift. And I've come up with a couple of ideas to explain how to use RX Swift and why you would use it. So I just have to kind of distill all of this information into in my head and put it on, not paper, but just put it inside of a project that's useful and meaningful. So I'm still working on that. Once I think by the end of next week, I will have time to do something else. Rajesh with the 20 rupees. Thank you for the donation. What backend technology what backend technology you have learned so far? So this is worded improperly. English would. You've broken a couple of English rules, and I'll correct you since I'm here. What kind of backend technology have you learned so far? I don't think learned is a word. I'm not picking anyone, but that's just what I want to say. So let's see. Let me count down really quickly. Backend technology, Node.js, Ruby on Rails, some Java, some Jetty, some J2E, some Tomcat. That's all Java stuff. And yeah, Golang. That's probably it. They're not really that different actually, so whatever. I think people get hung up on like technology a lot. Yeah, I don't really know why. So remember there was this one guy that said like, oh, Swift is dying? There was that one guy that said that. That JavaScript guy said that Swift was dying, which is a really strange thing to say from a JavaScript guy, like that knows nothing about mobile development. It's like, oh, native mobile iOS development is dying, he said. Yeah, I guess I'll try to avoid talking about that guy. I just found that really, really funny, like hilarious. A guy that has no experience building mobile apps is saying that native mobile, the biggest, or not the biggest, but the entire iOS native language is going to die. Hilarious stuff. Are you planning to share the work done by your guys during the hackathon day? Just curious to know what was achieved during those days. That's a good idea. You know, the original plan for me when I went to Shanghai and helped teach the iOS course, iOS track, and the hackathon that took place during the last 2 days of that course, I really wanted to document everything, but because I was the main instructor, or pretty much the only instructor, I was bombarded with questions from everyone during that entire day, so I couldn't pull out my camera, I couldn't record, I couldn't really document the whole thing. So that's unfortunate. Maybe I'll sit down and reflect on that day and how teaching students, high school students, how to code, how that turned out. Yeah, maybe I'll sit down and make a video on that. I don't know. I'm not really that interesting when I talk about that kind of stuff. Udemy is shady as hell. They kind of paywall videos so people can't copyright stolen material. Udemy is like pretty horrible, I think. Abdi asks, do you do contracting or full-time at the moment? I don't do any type of contracting, so I guess full disclosure, I just focus on producing the best course content as I can, the best stuff possible, and produce as much for you guys. Some people ask me all the time, like, how do I come up with all of these ideas? Like, how do I just have things to talk about constantly? Well, the answer to that question is I just like writing programs. I like coding. That's my hobby. Like, me sitting here writing code is literally what I do for fun anyways. So that's kind of why I can come up with random projects just out of nowhere. And so I'm literally just producing course content and selling the courses on the website, and it's doing fine. So it's doing fine. And it's doing fine. I don't have to contract. I don't have to talk to anyone. just have to talk to myself in front of my camera the whole time. So let's see. It costs 3,600 rupees in India for your course, 625 more than monthly food allowance or a fresher in an IT company. So I don't know what I can do about like cost and how things are more expensive relative to US dollars. I don't know what I can do about that, really. Right. Because things are expensive here. You know, I have to pay for the internet, I have to pay for rent, I have to pay for things. Like, you guys are really helping me finance my internet. I need to buy a camera to record stuff. I need to pay for electric. I need to pay for food. And yeah, you guys are supporting me in doing this so that I can provide for you guys out there. And it's only possible with exchange of money. I can't really do more than what I'm trying to do already. Like YouTube, I put a lot of free stuff on YouTube, right? So that's my humanitarian effort for people that can't afford things. YouTube's free. Watch the stuff on the YouTube site, it's free. Cool. Can you please create a Slack open group for LBTA, please? Oh. I don't know what I want to do about Slack, and you know, I might eventually close the Facebook group actually, because I just don't have time to deal with even the Facebook group. And to be honest, like, I feel like Facebook's dying a little bit. And even the Facebook group, I post topics. I post what I want to post in the Facebook group, but to be honest, it doesn't really do that well in terms of engagement. yeah, the Slack open group would be better. Now that I think about it, I don't have the time to sit in those groups and talk about things. I wish I did. Yeah, the problem is time. Is like I don't have enough time to do all that stuff. And like I really want to provide answers to questions. It's just so time consuming. But that's not a good excuse for not doing it though. One more Android courses with more how to do custom things. So I'm on my computer, which is down here. I have a full on Instagram Kotlin Firebase source code project here, and maybe I'll just start like not giving, but maybe I'll just have a section on the website that sells source code. And people that want to buy source code from me, you can just pay money and buy the source code. Let me know if you guys want to just buy source code from me. It's not like special source code. They're just projects that I have on my computer. And they're not documented. There's no explanation as to why things work. I won't be answering questions about how or why I coded a component a certain way. And it's all just like, I just hand off the project to you after you hand me some money, and that's the complete exchange. No help. Zero support for these projects. I mean, they'll be like full projects that are sophisticated and have complicated architecture to them. But I won't be answering any questions about why it works or why it doesn't. How about tutorials about app marketing? Bring in some marketing pros and have them talk about how to market your app. So I was talking to a guy, his name is Steven Young. He has a channel on YouTube. Steve Young, or Steven Young. Steve Young's a football player. And we'll probably collaborate on something in the near future. Is your courses Swift focused? Yeah. If you can't tell, like 90% of the channel is Swift focused. And I will release some Android focused content on the website. Hopefully sometime soon. Like I always say, sometime soon, and we'll see if it happens. How to use vary of traits in Swift programmatically? I don't know what that question is asking. I was talking about your video, how much money I made using iOS Android Engineer video. It recently reached, 1 million views. Nice. Yeah, I noticed that too. So there's that video where I talk about what the annual salary for an iOS developer is in the Silicon Valley, and to be honest, some of the numbers that I brought up at the end were a low range. So the last couple of numbers that I quoted for the last job salary that I had was actually a lot less than what I had made at the company. So. And now I've been actually looking at salaries, and recruiters have been talking to me about salaries, and it actually pays a lot more than what I was making 3 years ago as an iOS developer. So it seems like everything is going up for Swift developers, and this is more than a good reason for anyone now that wants to become a Swift developer to actually go out and do it. You're only going to get paid more and more money to write Swift programs and write applications. It's a great time to be a developer. So if you want to learn how to build apps, make sure to check out letsbuildthatApp.com. It's a great website. I endorse it fully, if I do say so myself. Can I make a tutorial for the new App Store? I have some code that does some of it. I don't know if I have it on me now, do I? No, it's not here. Oh yeah, every time you update Xcode, you get a whole new set of simulators that don't have your old don't have your old apps on them anymore. So I can't show you my old apps. Closures and generic in Swift 4. Yeah, what about them? Okay, wow. What are questions? Where did I end on? Any chance for more Android projects in the future? Okay, so here's my schedule for the courses that I want to put out on the website. So I've been thinking about this for a while, and I want to put more courses on the website before I go back to the YouTube course producing. So more paid stuff, and then more free stuff, and then paid stuff, and then free stuff, and just cycle back between the two. That way I can continue to support what I'm doing and have you guys. Honestly, the paid courses are like really in depth, and you guys, it's better than the free stuff, obviously. So I'm trying to balance everything out. Yeah. Is it possible to do a video on NS progress and NS operation? I don't know. It doesn't seem that hard. I know I always say like things aren't that difficult. I mean, they really aren't, really. Everything's on Google. Like every answer that you are looking for is literally on google.com, and the only reason why I know how to do any of this stuff is I Google and I learn how to do it. And then I dig through the documentation to find the answer that I'm looking for, right? Everything I present on YouTube, I take a lot of time to figure out how it works. And when I talk about it, it just seems like I understand what's going on because I have played around with the code for a long, long time. So if you're not willing to put in the time, then you probably won't get that far. And when I say put in time, I literally mean put in, what, 5? I sometimes I spend like half a day just working on like one single feature. For example, like some auto layout bug, some anchor bug, I'll literally spend 2-3 hours on one bug. And through that process, I figure out, oh, this property really means this. That property is actually doing something else, and have to turn these 5 properties on before what I want actually gets, drawn on the screen. And then I don't know, that stuff seems to be very intuitive after a while. I don't know. I guess not everyone feels that way about programming, but after having done it for 10 years, everything is quite intuitive. Greetings from India. Learned a lot from your video. Currently learning Android messaging app. Nice. Mustafa. I definitely have seen you around, Mustafa. You're my hero, big fan. A fan from Iraq. Nice. New course coming soon. Would love to know the options you are considering. So I have new courses. Maybe I'll let you guys in on what I want to work on. How's this lens doing? I feel like the lens is really crisp. So I bought a somewhat more expensive lens for my GH4 camera, and it looks sharper than before, which makes sense because the lens is about 3 times the price of my previous lens. It's not 3 times as sharp, but I think the colors are better. Yeah. Yeah. I think also because the background is a little I've cleaned up the background, obviously. Which of your courses would you recommend to start out on programmatically developing in Swift? They're all equally as good. Honestly, I recommend, if you really want to learn, just check out some of the YouTube content, which is free. Just watch a couple of videos, get a feel for it. If you like it, just stick to the free stuff. And when you want to take the next level and get a lot better, then you go for the paid stuff. that's how it works. A lot of people have gotten jobs, and I get this comment on Twitter a lot. Like, people tell me, I find it kind of surprising. People say, okay, I got a job and I've been working here for a while, and they ask me how I know all this stuff, and they say, oh, I watch this guy's YouTube and I watch his website courses and he just teaches me everything. Yeah, it's funny. It's awesome that people are impressing others by going through the content. What do I think about React Native development? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts first before I can critique it. Okay, so the first non-programming question. Okay, people, right now I want you guys to type out some non-programming related question, because I get kind of tired of it, talking about coding for an hour. Yeah, it's been an hour now. I don't really have any particular equipment that I like. I guess I have equipment that I don't like, but I am currently on this mouse right here. It's a Logitech mouse. I don't know exactly what model mouse this is. Maybe it says on here. MU07. It's on my Amazon order history, but it's a performance mouse. And so when it comes to mouses, it's actually really important that I have a back button and a forward button, because as I am searching on Google, I go through so many blog posts that going and hitting that back button on the top left corner is super it's a super waste of time for me. So having these back and forward buttons are a must. And other than that, the clicks need to be super clicky and easy to click for me. If it's really hard to click, I'll throw away the mouse. And it also has to be really track friendly. So I have a mouse pad, which makes it a lot easier to move my mouse. And I really can't do the magic mouse. No, yeah, I can't do the magic mouse. I can't do the trackpad either. Maybe I can do the trackpad, but I really don't like the magic mouse. But that's just my preference. Swift for servers, I don't recommend learning Swift for server-side, at least not for your very first server-side language. I don't recommend learning Swift. And the reason is because there's much more documentation for other languages such as Rails, Java, Node.js, even Google Golang, much more blog posts out there. So in maybe 2 years from now, I would recommend learning Swift, but right now, no. But if you're already interested in it and you already have the resources to learn, then by all means, go for it. Last question for me: do you post the live stream videos on your channel after? Yeah, just wait for it to upload on YouTube and it'll be there. I think I've taken down maybe 2 live streams, but that's that. I have a TESOL degree and speak Chinese, so invite me next time, please. 好的，很好。我下次会跟你一起去。Which mechanism is better to add constraints? Do whatever you like best, and that is the best one to use. Nice bread and peanuts. I didn't know you can type emoji icons like that in here. I'm going to create any Flutter tutorials as Rafael Bisoli. What do you think about the future of the Flutter tech? I think Flutter is going to go through one more iteration, it's going to go through an overhaul at least once before it becomes mainstream, I think. Maybe not a major overhaul, but some of the functionality of it is lacking. And once we see this this revision, it'll be much better, is my prediction. Please do Slack. You don't have to participate, but it'll allow us to talk to one another. Yeah. 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 Gotta think about that one. Only reason I still have Facebook is to log into your website. Thank you, Yol Lev. You know what? I really regret enabling Facebook for my website. And I might just eventually take off Facebook login, or I might take off new Facebook logins. And for anyone logging into Facebook one last time, I'll force them to convert to a regular email login. And then eventually, Facebook will be fully disabled on the website. Facebook has gone through so many scandals and just so much negativity around Facebook. And also, I don't use Facebook that much either anymore. The only reason why I have Facebook login is because my last company had Facebook login. I thought it was a good idea to also implement it on my website. And now I'm kind of regretting it. Do I have any? Do I believe in Flutter as the future, or is there something more coming, more to come? I don't know. I can't really predict. The only thing that you can predict is Swift native is going to be the Swift, and Objective C is still going to be the way to go, no matter what happens. So that you can always count on that. Can I make a video on pagination? There's already a pagination thing on the Instagram course. I think it's episode 38. Go ahead and watch that. I might do another pagination video on that course. We'll see what happens. I would buy the source code, just add basic comments so you can sell for more people. That's a good idea. Slack will just enable us for followers to help each other realistically. Realistically, you don't have to help each and every one of us, so we try to support each other as we are learning from the same person. Yeah, I do agree. Slack channel is a good idea. Any plans on tutorials for progressive web apps? Nope, I don't know any PWA technology really. I can learn it, but it's not priority for me right now. Async display kit course, maybe. I am leaning towards yes. I'm gonna look into async display kit more. Whoa. Okay, so let's kind of go down here to some of this stuff. Please say. So I'm just gonna go over some of the questions that I find interesting now, and then I'll head on and take a shower and go to sleep. Wake up tomorrow and make some more videos for you guys. Can I know your mail ID? What's a mail ID? I don't know what that is. Maniac is a pretty good show. Is that what's going on? What's showing back there? I don't know what the title of that thing is. Yeah. Okay. Did you ever think about posting a course on Udemy? I might think it is affordable for a lot of us. Again, Udemy is a super shady company selling courses for 95% off discount for the entire year. Strange company. I don't want to be a part of such a strange, shady company. And they also do some really strange things for creators. Like, they'll take your money. They'll take the creator's money. I don't know why. Favorite coding beverage from Max Nelson. Good to see you, Max. So Max, you messaged me on Instagram. Oh yeah, there's another thing I wanted to say. People that message me on Facebook or add me on Facebook, I don't use Facebook, so I don't use Facebook Messenger either. When people try to message me on these platforms, don't, because I don't really use it, so I won't be able to respond. I get the notification, but I don't really look at it. So stop adding me on Facebook. It's a thing that I don't use. That being said, oh yeah, Max. I did respond to Max because I've talked to Max for a little bit. Yeah, there's a Instagram message for you, Max. Let me know if you have any more questions. Oh, Ouija says, do I consider making, or am I considering making a book? I I don't know about making a book or writing a book. Yeah, I don't know what I'll write about that I haven't already talked about on YouTube. Maybe I'll just talk about the same thing in the book. Yeah, I find writing to be easier than making videos. I feel like I don't have the personality to be like sitting in front of a video and talking in front of a camera for entertainment. It's just not my thing. For educational content, I think it's a lot easier to do. What kind of keyboard do you use to code? Maybe I'll show you my keyboard right now. Hopefully it's not too filthy or grimy. So here is a keyboard that is not the official Apple keyboard. And it is a Magically keyboard. Macally is what it's called. I think I bought it from Amazon for $50, $60, and it's okay. Some of the keyboards or some of the keys on this guy is not in the correct place. So the delete button is like in the home is in the wrong place. So I often hit delete for no reason. So that kind of sucks. But I don't know. Have I considered moving out of the Bay Area since you no longer work for a company and the rental prices are insane? Yeah, I think about it every day, actually. I really want to get out of South San Francisco, but I don't know what I can do at the moment. Create a day in my life video. My life isn't that interesting. It's just me writing code and thinking about how to make a video out of the code. Would you recommend beginners like me to invest in a monitor? I'm using a 13-inch laptop now, and I recommend everyone out there to buy a monitor. Monitors nowadays is so cheap. You can get one for $100 US, and it'll help you so much. You don't even know. You can Google search on a secondary screen. You can Google search on a secondary screen, and you don't have to tab it back and forth. Super helpful. It'll increase productivity by 5 times, I would say. Not the MX Master though. I think I used to have MX Master, but I think the left click started to not register. I don't know why. What do you think about powered scooter rentals in SF? Are they a good idea? They are getting a lot of like people using their scooters now. So for those of you guys that don't know, San Francisco has 3, I think, competing companies for scooters and bicycling and other type of rental type of auto or transport vehicles, I guess I'll call it. And I think they are valued at like a couple of, like, they're valued at a very high price, these companies. Command Shift bracket change tab. Trackpad is 10 out of 10. I love the MacBook trackpad, actually. I don't know if I would like it for a desktop build. I've never used it, so I can't really say it. Even at companies that offer, like, when you get hired as a developer, they'll pay for all of your hardware equipment. I personally grew up with a mouse, so I always just requested for a mouse. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop answering the Swift questions. How much time in the day do I spend coding other than coding or thinking about it? Do you make an effort to do something different? Or is that not so important for you? So I don't know, having written code professionally for a while, this stuff kind of comes naturally. Doing the harder things in coding is still hard. Like the architectural part of it still takes time, and you have to weigh the pros and cons of the situation to kind of come to a conclusive like architecture style for your app. React tutorials, I don't know about that. What about courses bought from Facebook account? So anyone with a Facebook account, their course will still be on their account. So this is the hypothetical situation where I disable Facebook. The reason why I want to disable Facebook is because I've gotten a lot of requests from people after the whole Facebook scandal that people want to convert their Facebook account to email, and that took me a while to do. And so I'm just thinking about doing it for everybody's account. And then their courses will still be there. You just have to log in through your email. Why not use Google OAuth? Good question. I don't know why I don't have Google OAuth yet. In-depth URL session tutorial covering all aspects, either on YouTube or a website or wherever you like, but I would like to get URL session completely to avoid other frameworks. So if you take that podcast course, I don't know if you're enrolled in this Shabam. Well, yeah, I think I used AlamoFire in that one, but I did go over in my own code URL session how to download things in the background, in the foreground, and trying to finish up download sessions. It's an interesting bit of code to go through. Yeah. James Sullivan, what's up, man? Be awesome if you complete a tutorial on creating a UI completely programmatically, very few and scattered resources for this. I don't know, have you been watching the YouTube channel? It's all done in UI, or done completely programming. Oh, quite a bit of questions. Okay, David, I will think about it, and I will try to execute on the Slack channel somehow. Thanks for the tutorials. I'm in 7th grade. I bought myself. Oh, this is really hard. What is your favorite color? Favorite color? I would say probably green. I really like the color green, even though I don't have like clothes in that color. A lot of clothes, but I think green. Something about green is just really nice. Really, it's a positive color. Blue is more neutral, I would say. And yeah, just like the shade of green, like dark green, foresty green. Payment API like Braintree. Yeah, I'm thinking about that too. Please accept my request on LinkedIn. Here's another thing. I don't use LinkedIn, so the reason why I don't use LinkedIn is because I hate talking to recruiters. Like, every recruiter that I've talked to ever has been just really irresponsible. Do I have any shopping cart style iOS Swift courses for tutorials? No, currently no. I am thinking, the idea has crossed my mind. What's a software engineer? Good question. Google will help you on that. Nam and Boo, I think I will reply to your email sometime soon. what's your prediction on the favorite NBA team this year? I'm going to go ahead and say Warriors will win it all. And so the most interesting part of NBA this year is probably the Lakers. They're going to go from not entering the playoffs to, I'm going to say they're going to be the 5th or 6th seed in the Western Conference. Especially when you need to run iOS in there. I'm not sure what that says. Which MacBook is best for iOS development? The one that you can afford is probably the best one. Favorite ice cream. I stopped eating ice cream, but when I used to have ice cream a lot, I always had the coffee flavored ice cream. Oh, I was just thinking about it. What is a goal that I want to achieve this year and next year? So the one goal I want to achieve for my website is I want the homepage to be filled with like at least 10 courses, like 10 really good courses that that students want to take. And right now it's great because whenever I put out a new course, students enroll very, very quickly. And that's really encouraging. So I want to fill up that entire page with really good content. And I also want to put like a search. I want my website to be searchable. I haven't really set it up to be searchable yet. And I really need to start tagging. I need to start putting keywords in the lessons to make it searchable. And I want to make things like searchable by code also. So I don't know how to do that yet, but yeah, I don't know how to do that yet. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Okay, looks like I am almost at the end. We have some trolls down at the very bottom. How about making an end-to-end app where we build both the client and the web server? Yeah. I am thinking about a server and a client. So Node.js would be the server because Node.js is easier to write than most server-side languages, I would say. And I am thinking about it. Yeah. What do I think about GraphQL? I think GraphQL is gonna be big, I think. Could you teach a little more MVVM? Yes, hopefully. Long Nguyen, would you mind giving me feedback for my new app? I stopped doing app videos or app review videos. Maybe I should start doing it again because they're relatively easy to make and people are interested in watching those videos. So Oscar says hi. Hello, Oscar. Oscar? Is that what that is? Oscar? I don't know. Yeah, Node.js with user authentication, perhaps token based. Yeah, so JWT, JSON Web Token is what that is, and how to authorize yourself or users within the system of the Node.js backend, making some calls to the server to retrieve user-based information, and some kind of checkout page to purchase products like clothes or computer equipment or something. And then the course would eventually show you how to process maybe credit card payments through Braintree, maybe PayPal. That's the idea. Yeah. And then that might be a more like expensive course because there's too much content to write for that. Okay, so I think I made it to the very end of the live stream chat. Thank you everyone else for making it here with me. It's been an absolute delight to be here and share my Saturday with you guys. And I just hope that you're learning, more and more as time sort of passes by. Magic Guy says that I'm willing to pay $200 for that type of course. Yeah, maybe I should start charging like $100 per course. That'll make it easier for me to put out really in-depth content out there. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of things to think about for me. Yeah, I'll probably check in again 2 weeks from now, or maybe some random day on the weekday. I'll stop by and say hello again. Not at this hour, but certainly sometime soon in the future. So I will see you next time. Bye, guys.